Welcome to the channel. I'm SmileyFaceX and I'm going to put my Australian Infantry experience to test in Door Kickers 2. Currently I have on a Blackout challenge. It's our second one of these. It follows the Iron Man rules as well as the Blackout rules, which is a random map generator thing. So anyway, on the previous episode we played 2 missions. We're doing 2 missions per episode unless they're like ridiculously long. But we lost Pilgrim on the first one here. In the second map, we also lost a couple of people due to some pretty unlucky circumstances. Both missions it was a hostage extract, and we come across the hostages relatively early and just failed to get them out immediately. I was too focused on like clearing other stuff and killing the enemy when I should have just been mission focused and I would have kept a couple of dudes alive. But this is where we lost 2 of our SWAT boys, including one of the sappers, which is pretty annoying. There was actually a fuel tanker on the other side of that wall that I tried to breach, so a bit unlucky there. And then unfortunately we also lost our leader, being Trunk Monkey, in this room here because apparently bunk beds are insane. You can see but you can't shoot, but you can kind of shoot, but then you can't see, but then you can get shot. And it was just a bit of shenanigans that were taking place. But anyway, let's get on with today's episode. Let's go. Alright, today, sadly enough, because of our losses in the previous episode, we're actually down to a 1 strength mission. So this should be, hopefully, pretty easy and a bit of a recovery mission, I'm hoping. Okay, looks like a single building kit out, potentially some outside area to get with. It's a HVT extract. I don't know if there's like a runaway point. We'll figure that out. All right, let's put some rangers in for this one. I'm definitely using the rangers because the SWAT boys are a little bit fucking banged up. Yeah, let's have a look at who's available and put them in. All right, so we're gonna go with. Let's throw in JJ can get in the mix. We'll go 2 supports because they're not banged up at all. We'll throw in, let's go check 6, he needs some experience. We'll go La. And one more, let's go with Mo. Alright, I'll do some loadouts and I'll get back with you. Alright, we've got our loadouts. We've got Mo that's running a suppressed M4 with his spy camera. JJ is running all the grenades. He's got our smokes that we are starting to incorporate, hopefully. Then we have Larry with the shoddy and the wall breach. We have Pac-Man that's actually going to be running the LSW with the rocket launcher to punch some holes. Again, some additional smokes just in case we do need it. Check 6 is running the shoddy with the slaps. More so backup slaps. Our primary slapper is actually going to be La with his GLA. So we got 3 suppressed weapons, 3 unsuppressed. We're trying to get in there, hopefully unseen. But we'll see how that works. So is it Control F, Shift F? There we go. Shift F takes off the go quiet. Let's just have a look at what we're working with at the back here. Make sure we can see stuff. Same over here. Let's just check things out. Huge courtyard area. Looks like can't see over the hedges. A little bit of cover in here, so it's relatively dangerous, but we got, I mean, I was gonna say we have good cover from the cars, but not really because the Hessian wall are the edge walls. Potentially up here might be a decent spot if we swing all the way around. What's this? Draped window, I'm guessing. More windows down the side. We could potentially wrap the whole way around here. This is getting a little bit weird. I'm gonna push with Mo. Just to see what we can get up to at the back here. Give him an offsider and let them explore that way. On the other side, we're going to, not with Pac-Man because he's our LSW, but we're going to be running it. We want the LSW to be going long eventually, but not off the bat. So let's just swing him this way, and La and this guy can just kind of chill for the time being. I just need to get more information about what I'm actually working with. First threat. We've got a suppressor on this guy, so it should be okay. Okay, so we've got a bit of a corridor thing happening. We've got a door. Couple of doors on the outside here. Open window and another door. Alrighty, this could be potentially a decent time to swing around with these two. Kind of focused on that as they go.
Alpha, go.
And then once we get kind of past it, focusing on the more pertinent on a corner. And kind of getting them in position. Oh, did I just pass an open fucking doorway? Oh, a window, I should say. Oh, it's a pretty major fucking window as well. Jesus. Alright, I gotta pay a bit more attention here. It might even be worth dropping a dude here, because that's a pretty big movement corridor. We'll see what the rest of this looks like, though. We want to make sure we have buddies. Oh, okay, the buildings are separated. Alright, we've alerted them. There's no doors on this side, so we're not at a threat of getting kind of flanked from this direction, but potentially from around the corner, out the back, or down the alley are all possible avenues of approach that we need to consider. So I really want to see what's down here, because if we can kind of clamp it down from the two angles, just to see if there's a door. If there's a door here, then we have to consider it. If there's not, then we can kind of just hold the back here. And we've obviously got this open area as well. There's a lot going on right now. Alright, let's swing these guys around. At the same time, let's keep pushing with this guy. And let's let our shotty just kind of hold this space. Okay, it looks like the north is actually pretty sorted. Oh, this is sick actually. We've got a pretty good little kind of viewing area here. And once that LSW is set up, we can kind of withdraw La back into the fold. Okay, down the edge. I can't see any doors. There's potentially an exit here that I might want to check out. We are getting pretty separated right now. Yep. So, yeah, like I still... Fuck. I still haven't found a external... Ooh, well. Yo, we might be able to get in and out here real easy. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to transition across to holding these points. This guy needs to hold, this guy needs to hold, this guy is spare. And he's going to run. He has a breach. He has a camera. We actually... Where is... Oh, Larry. Okay, Larry's actually the guy that we need to do the wall breach. Okay. Let's do that. Let's get these guys in place. And then we're going to wall breach and take the HVT and have this mission focused kind of approach. All right. So we're going to go this way. We do have to worry about that aperture. Once we get past it, we need to worry about this one. Once we get past it, then we're going to be breaching on the window.
Alpha, go.
And then other than that, we got Overwatch. This guy's kind of in a shit spot. I don't know. He's probably not necessary either, so we can probably drop this guy, to be honest. Or at least drop him back to like somewhere that provides cover. Just in case. He's got a couple of angles through the gate and this way. But the LSW should be taking just about everything. Other than that, we've got everyone holding the key parts, including the HVT himself. There's no doors up here, so we don't have to worry about that. Is simply getting into the hostage like little balcony and giving him a way to get out.
Placing charge. Charge in position.
Alright, hopefully this isn't too big of a job. Doesn't look like it is. Okay, if we hold that, we can actually kick this in and take him.
Hands behind your back.
Alright, now we just have to cover the withdrawal. Checking the same windows on the way out. Just to make sure there's nothing sketchy happening. And jump past each of our security all the way to the exit. I don't want to just set him to run to the exit because I don't know what he might do. He might do something really cooked. But this kind of seems like an easy kind of recovery mission, to be honest. It wasn't particularly easy. I'm sure if you just hit the first building, you'd get yourself into some pretty tricky situations, but doing your recce first, and recce's or reconnaissance or reconnoiter are very important to just establishing a foothold and just knowing what you're walking into. That should be that, unless it does want me to kill everyone.
Suspect secured.
Nope, flawless. All right, we'll play that on 2x speed just because nothing too fun actually happened. We just set up some Overwatch positions, got the drop on a couple of key enemy in the kind of loitering areas, got our gun into a position. The gun actually got some good shots off cross map here. Always good to see. Early identification of the HVT, and then swinging everyone around to provide that corridor to use him while maintaining control of the HVT at all times.
Alpha, go.
Normally we would just throw him over the small railing here, but HVTs and just the computer generated people and shit like that, they can't climb over shit and vault stuff, so you don't have to worry about them breaking out of a window and shit like that. I wish that would change in the future because it should definitely be a consideration. Maybe not for like an actual like closed window, or not closed window, but a glassed window like this. Maybe just upon them being alerted from my presence that they start potentially using those windows as an avenue of approach. But anyway, that was flawless. So let's get on with the next mission. Straight into it. So that should bump us up to opposition strength 3. Let's give this one a go. Hopefully this goes just as well. Holy shit. Wants me to deploy how many people? 1, 2, 3, 8. 8 people. We got mobility slots over this way. Ooh, interesting layout. I don't know if I've come up against this layout before, but so we got 3 main complexes, like 1 tiny building and 2 decent sized ones. We have enough people that we can split it into 2 bricks of 4 or 2 fire teams. And one of those could potentially be a high mobility fire team at the back here, which the Rangers aren't the best at being high mobility, to be honest. Okay, here's my thought. Instead of doing the 2 bricks, we might have a 2-man sniper team as cut off, and then a 6-man assaulting force. And I think that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna stick with the Rangers here. They looked after me that last hit out, so we're gonna go again. Let's throw some people in. Let's go Shadow, who didn't get involved that last time. Let's go this guy. What's his name? Dr. Q. Oh, he's a marksman, so let's throw him over here. Oh, let's change his shit. All right, so I got Bluey in there as well. Those are gonna be our 2 snipers. Then we need to fill out the rest. Let's go Frowny, and let's throw Johnny in. He hasn't gotten much of a run. And then again, we're looking real good with our support, so let's chuck a couple of them in. Let's go Larry the Legend. And one more. Yep, let's put in another support. All right, I'm going to do some loadouts, and I'll be back with you. All right, we got our setups. Let's go through it. So we've got Frowny. He's running our spy camera to hopefully save us some drama. Johnny's running a thermal torch just in case we need to get through certain fixed windows, or maybe a fence might make it a little bit easier for us. We've got Larry the Legend, has done outstanding work with this LSW on previous missions. So we're going to put her back on that. She'll be our Overwatch. There's also got the smokes to aid us in our withdrawal because this is a hostage rescue. The rocket launcher to punch more holes in things should we need it. Then the 2 supports that are coming with the squad are both running shotties. One with a wall breach, one with some spare slaps. With our main slapper going to be Shadow with his GLA. They're all running suppressed. If we can try to get the drop on the enemy, much beneficial. Then we have our sniper pair. We've got the point man, which will be running the shoddy, smokes and bangs and shit like that, just utility to help get into position. And then Dr. Q actually has to run soft armor to enable him to have the long barrel, but just to provide that extra level of Overwatch. If we can get a gun on one side and a sniper rifle on the other, we should have pretty good control over the movement corridors. And then just a thermal torch in case we need it to create some avenues. Let's get into this shit. Let's have a look at what we're fucking working with. Yep, let's just have a look there and there. Was it Shift F? Get rid of the go quiet. Check out what's going on at the back here. Check out what's going on at the front here. Same. I just need some information right now. Okay, so I've fixed wall this entire time, channeling us into a pretty open avenue of approach with no real use of cover or anything to use. That's a pretty rough situation to deal with. Again, we've just got a bunch of fences at the back here, which actually isn't too bad because there's no like windows and shit like that. This could actually be a really good fire position, which is really awesome to see. You might pop around to see what things look like. I don't know how much I want to investigate this versus just popping in a fence. And do I want to pop in the bottom fence or do I want to pop in here and try to get this way? I'm more inclined to go the southern side because we have a foothold here. Having a foothold here is pretty good to isolate this building and then this little hit out as well. So I'm more inclined to go to the south. But the dude with the torch is all the way up here. So we're actually going to have to use some smokes, I think. If we smoke, it gives away our position. So let's peek a little bit. Let's see kind of what we're working with. Yeah, okay, so this is actually blocked by the truck, which is pretty bad. So it's not actually that good of a position. Not as good as I thought it was initially. What we can do is we can check it out a little bit more. We're going to have to cross those over a little bit. Let's keep peeking with these two. Taking it nice and slow. We've got our first insurgent. These guys should both be suppressed. Oh, the shoddy isn't. So I'm definitely using the wrong person to do this. So let's swap them back. And we're about to reveal our sniper team. Suicide bomber up here. This is a closed gate. Alright, that corner's clear. Honestly, holding here with the sniper is so close range that I don't think it's worth doing. Oh. Just trying to think about this. What's the best way to utilize these pair? Because they've really got nothing to work with right now. Looks like there's a bit of cover there. We've got that guy. We've got this guy. Yeah. Yeah, it's just these two. Like, there's already the threat of fratricide happening already. I don't know how much I can really use these guys. Maybe to cut this out. And then view it kind of through there. Just see what it looks like. And then if I'm doing that, we want to pull back. We actually want to have a fair bit of standoff from the wall. Because of potential suicide bombers. Oh, you mongrel. So obviously that didn't work out very good. We'll use our close range guy to try to deal with that. Alright, we're just going to frag that. And then we're going to try to get into position. That was kind of done pretty sloppily, not going to lie. But we have a pretty good hold over the back here. This is a real tight angle. A little bit worried about that. But I think we have a good hold. I'm happy with that for those two. So now it's these guys. And again, pushing in just seems like a nightmare from so many different angles that I think we want to try to hold this and swing Johnny across. Yep, nice. Johnny can now use that thermal torch to get in the back. Let's go this second to last one, I think. That'll do. Hopefully it works out for us. Yep, lucky we're covering that. Let's give him a quick reload, actually. Nice. Both snipers being a little bit injured does hurt a little bit, but it's not that bad. Oh, these hedges. Absolute nightmare material. Alright, let's just check it out, though. Oh my shit. This is actually pretty complex, but I think this is still better than coming through the front door. I think the front door is absolute bait. We're going to try to get over here. Always go around the back. You never cut off their arcs. And we'll just kind of keep our LSW there. I think for this, we are going to make entry. Probably not with our shoddy. Probably with Johnny. Just because Johnny's actually a rifleman. And then we'll have light blue kind of watch the back. I don't know if you can actually... No, you can't get out the back there, which is fine. So light blue will come in as well and just more or less pop. Alright, a pretty good hold on the initial entry. There's obviously a lot of little lanes that are going on right now. Okay, so we can get... Purple can come in to kind of hold that laneway in between the hedges to make sure nothing weird happens. This guy's mainly focused on that next aperture. And then this guy is clearing each of these kind of as it happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to more or less plate each other. Yeah, nice. All right, so we have this whole back area secure, so we can work our way through this main kind of area up here. We're going to close in with the shoddy. This guy's going to check that dead space. And then we have these two here that can start exploiting the back of the building potentially. And we don't need Frowny anymore. He can collapse into the stack. We do want to keep some kind of control over the main entrance. Alright, we're just going to quickly clear that off. Alright, that looks good. We've got a little bit of a grasp here, but not a solid one. We could potentially put a guy here. I don't know if we can get in there though. Is this 3 levels of cover? No, it's not. Okay. I don't think we're going to worry about that too much. We're just going to collapse back and make our way to the back of the building here. The first checkpoint should be checking out this building here. And then stacking all the dudes ready to go. Alright. Let's start moving on with our life. There is a small risk. I'm sure there's some small angles going past there that we don't want to expose ourselves to. But anyway, keep going. Oh, okay, this might be... We've got a bedroom. We don't have a great amount of luck when it comes to these. If you watched the previous episode, the bunks in particular kind of fucked us up. Yep, there was a threat. Damn. Kind of got away a little bit there. Let's keep this going. I want to be very deliberate with what we go on. This guy's a shoddy, which isn't ideal either. Alright, let's swing around this. There's a small amount of red space here. We've got this covered with, what's his name? Dr. Q. It's not completely clear. What we can do is get this guy in the window to hold the 3 entry points to the room. Swing this guy around to check out more or less that dead corner. Sick. Alright, so we have this room. We can make entry on this door that we're currently looking at and get into it. We could also potentially bypass this. Try to own this corridor, which will free up these two to do other stuff. Potentially take out this building early, just so it's not a threat anymore. But there are a lot of windows on this side by the looks of it, so maybe we don't want to do that. I'm going to have to think about that. But what I do know is that we definitely want to crack this. And we've got pretty good lines of sight all over it. Let's keep one guy watching long just in case some random shit happens. We've got a bit of a crossfire situation going on. We don't have deployment of our weapon system here. Good kill. We can continue to make entry here just by pushing the dead corner. Yep, this is why we provide that overwatch. We should definitely be doing it with 2 now, just before we go in. While we're still in that position, we do need to respect it. Okay, that looks good. We're going to swing around with pink. Good kill, pink. Finish off the room. Alright, that room looks good. We do have a window that we can exploit. Give it a look, see what we can see. So far, so good. Swing around, see if we can get this dead space. Dead space actually looks okay. Now, we can drop Bosch here to help out Frowny to clear off this. Potentially just duck in a little bit to make sure that that is clear. Light blue should definitely be in here anyway. If we're going to drop one, we need to drop them like now. Pistol and an AKS, that's probably a bit too much at this stage. I know it's only a pistol, but just having two shooters is just a bit too much risk. I'm not willing to accept. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do anything about that. I think we are just going to move on. Is there a risk of somebody coming out this door and flanking? There absolutely is. Alright, so we should be watching that avenue as well. That is a bit of a miss that we should be considering. Okay. So let's... we probably don't want to be that close. Let's keep punching through this building. We probably want some more help though. Let's get this guy in. He can watch it. And Bosch can chill here. We'll see if we can kind of make use of Bosch and his skills. Potentially even just smoking up this avenue would be beneficial to try to get that cross. Alright, let's give it a look now, see if we can just clear this corner to free up pink. Holy shit. Alright. We obviously didn't do that very well. And this is a bang door every day of the week. Okay, but we did free up this corner, so pink is free.
Placing charge.
Alrighty, we have a number of ways we can do this. We can just soak to the side. Potentially frag it. Yep, let's frag it with old mate.
Holding.
That looks pretty good to me. We'll pop out with both. Nice, and we actually owned that corridor as well with that bang. With that frag. So far, so good. We did dissipate that smoke, so we can't quite jump past. Jump past this choke, I mean, to clear this building. I really want to clear the garage out, because then it frees up like 3 people. Yeah, we can't get in there, which is annoying. We might drop another smoke. I think it's a good usage of it, I'm pretty sure. Why has that not led me? It's a bit weird. Oh, let's see what that looks like. And I think we are going to push forward. A little bit tricky kind of maneuvering in such a tight little area, but who sees that? That must be Bosch that sees that. So we don't particularly want to fuck with that. I think we can hold a tighter angle here because we've cleared out these windows, right? There's no kind of threat that way. Let's just double check as we go. Oh, okay, that's actually my gun that sees that. That's beautiful. Good shooting. And we have made that, hopefully, a good cross. Oof. Okay. Good kill there. This is a fortified position in a way. We probably should flip just in case somebody is here. What we're going to do instead is we're going to send 2 over this way. This is a dead-end room, actually, so... Oh, this is tricky. This is tricky. Alright. We're actually going to try to clear this with pink and this one with light blue. Yeah, we're like way too late on this. The timing on that was horrendous. Yep, second threat. We don't have to worry about that room anymore. Okay, we got that threat down. And now we're starting to connect the rooms, which is awesome. Let's clear in here. Cool. Alright, this is a pretty nice clearance so far. We've obviously had a little bit of dramas. We're going to bang this room just because we've got one guy and he's a little bit injured already. Let's just see what it looks like. And we're going to push that, try to use the bang. Looks like job done here. Yep. Alright, that's awesome because now we've freed up this guy and this guy. Bluey still has a pretty good job here. So we can just kind of reinforce. We can't really... Oh, the gun. That's why you maintain obs over shit. It just saves such a headache. Alright, we can keep pushing with Frowny and the rest of them. No, we can't. We're actually blocked by this vehicle. Oh, that's really annoying because now that's kind of the single entry point. Unless we want to conduct a wall breach. Or somebody has a torch. Oh, Johnny's already used it on the fence. And we've used our other one on this fence. Okay, so we can't get through here. We could just breach like this wall. Ah, that's so annoying that we can't jump over this car. Yeah, where do we want to go? Yeah, we definitely need to breach this, but it's just a matter of where and how and why. I'm potentially thinking about putting Dr. Q over here because he'd have a really good arc onto this room with this guy still holding the short. Problem is he's lightly injured and just getting there like is a little bit sketchy. Who has my wall breach? Where is it? Oh, it's on the guy crossing. Okay, well, Frowny, you need to help him get across. And look, if we're going to try to exploit this crossing, we may as well try to get somebody in line at the same time. As soon as we get cut off from that angle, yeah, should be switching. Okay, well, let's just put these guys up against the wall. They don't have to do anything special. Let's try to free up the Bosch to jump across. One threat. Dealt with. Take a bit more of a grab. I'm mainly worried about this window, which actually looks okay. So we're going to swing across and put a wall breach down. We don't want a wall breach somewhere that we can't see just because the risk of hostages getting killed, and then we have really good oversight here, so we'll use this to get in position. Awesome. This guy's kind of not really needed now because we have this secure and we have this secure, so we can add Bluey to the assaulting call sign. Yep. Alright, and then we can obviously drop Frowny back as well. Alright, let's keep going.
Placing charge.
Looking good so far. A couple of injuries, but nothing too hectic, and dudes are in really good
Ready
positions.
to blow.
Alright, got our entry point. We want to tackle the open door first. Clear out this, because the potential with these northernmost buildings is there's potentially apertures that expose us to this other side, and this other side has a lot of open apertures that can get us unstuck. So we don't want to expose ourselves to that if we can avoid it. Let's try to lead with our uninjured purse. So Frowny's probably a good contender to go first. With, was it Bosch and Bluey kind of on the back end. Obviously, we can use Shadow now as well, and we can hold this with, like, anyone else. It's probably a good job, actually, for Bluey. Having that shoddy. Something in here should provide some cover. No, apparently not. Definitely, either way, though, a job for Yellow, because he's not very healthy. And then once kind of this guy starts coming in, we can... Oh, there is a threat there. Someone kill that man. Thank you. Okay. You start bringing the boys in. So, ooh, it's pretty open. Corner fed though. Pivoting around this corner now. Okay, that was a one-shot, one kill, so we are free to hold the suicide bomber. Okay, we need to drop the suicide bomber now. Thank God. That's a machine gun, so we don't want to fuck with that. Let's hold here. Bring someone closer and frag that position out. There is a risk of, if there's a HVT right next to him, there's potential for bad things to happen. Get Pink in a position to hold that long. Once this goes off, then we can swing Frowny. Kind of looks like we've done the deed here. So we're going to punch in with Frowny. Awesome. Big kitchenette area dealt with. Alright, another little open doorway now. Let's get the boys in once again. Don't need to do anything too hectic here. We just want to swing across. Nice and slow. Holy. Yeah, one threat at a time, see if we can draw him out. We know there's threats in there, so we're going to bang it best we can with one of our rear guys. That'll do. It's not the best bang in the world, but it's better than nothing. Good kills. We own this corridor, so let's keep swinging it. Frowny needs a reload soon. That guy's dealt with. That actually ended up being a really good flash. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run the rabbit with dark blue, and Pink is going to hold it.
Loading.
Frowny's done his time as point man. Okay. This looks okay based off what I'm seeing so far. Yep, Pink needs to dig out that corner and Blue needs to dig out this other corner. Good, 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 good. Can we see anything more there, Pink? No. Can't tell if this window is open or not, so I'm going to treat it as if it is, and therefore it is the highest threat, with Pink coming in second. Holy bejesus. Okay, we immediately need to swing the fuck away from this fucking business. Holy. Alright. That's a lot. That is a lot. Okay, from here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to smoke up that crossing point. Oh, you dog. Ah, this is swinging at the worst possible time. I can't swing with these two. I just tried to smoke to let them get back past. But it looks like Larry might be in a little bit of trouble here. Can I just... Holy fuck. Right, nah, you're holding. Ah. Jesus. Oh, you're a fucking legend. Alright, just keep holding it. You're a fucking dog. Oh, that was not ideal though. Can we get any cover? Nah. Alright, let's recover our 2 troubled personnel. Alright, thank the Lord. Alright, now it's time to work on this next door. Look, let's camera it. Let's see what is actually going on before we just blast it.
Holding.
Alright. Yep, so definitely a threat. Let's post back a little bit, put this guy in with the slap.
Placing charge.
We could also potentially GLA this door down, but let's just back up a little bit. Alright. We've got our 2 recovered purse. Let's just put them in one of the safe room at the moment. Dead end room there, open door here. Let's use core. Get them some experience in the game. Big hit. More guys coming out. We're clearing this top building just all from Larry. Larry the legend. Yeah, we definitely need one more in here to cover this fucking door. At the minimum. Alright. I do want to make entry here because we have a pretty good foothold on it. Alright, let's swing around.
Holding.
Okay, now we got some doors. The doors are actually pretty annoying. Because if we kick them and it's a suicide bomber, we're crying. So, look, the way around that is that we could potentially look to frag both doors and then swing them. Or we just kick them and hope for the best. Like, we have a pretty good angle on this one. Alright, we're gonna kick it and hope for the best.
Holding.
Thank the Lord. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, we're gonna kick this one as well. It looks okay. Alright. Now it's just this one door. It's a little bit awkward. I am a little bit scared about the threat as well. Gonna use Shadow's door breach here, just because Core is on his last one. And if we do need more. I kind of want the flexibility where I don't have to grab Shadow every time. I can last minute use Shadow, use Core if I need to. I'm gonna back up from the door just because I'm like mad paranoid about suicide bombers. Okay, it doesn't look like anything's coming out. We'll exploit one side with Core, exploit the other with Brownie. Okay. Alright, building clear. Now we just have to deal with this. I think the first and best approach might be coming over this way. And coming in from this angle. Because we can blast... This corner looks good, right? We can kind of clear this a little bit tighter from the window. We can blast this with the rocket launcher that Larry has. Get someone to hold over him just in case somebody does come out in that meantime. And then we're not running ourselves into the risk of all these windows. We can just kind of wrap around this kind of way and get in and clear back. It's normally not a great idea to clear back the way you came because of the risk of frat, but we are clear on this northern sector that it shouldn't be an issue. So, let's get somebody with a little bit of range. Shadow seems perfect. Oh, man, he's got the slaps, though. I kind of like him. Let's go, Johnny. Johnny's going to come out and support Larry while he fires his rocket. Everyone else is going to stack and get ready for the crossing. Just to position ourselves ready to go. Because we don't need to go just yet. We can take our time with this a little bit more, be a little bit more deliberate. Everyone that's kind of injured, we probably don't want to lead with them, but... Alright, I'd say it's a pretty good foothold. Let's rocket this down. Obviously, if that hostage is in here, it's just like straight up unlucky. I don't think anyone else really needs a reload. Looking at this, maybe Shadow, sure. Alright. Oh, that's every time, bro. They know, but we learnt. We're one step fucking smarter. We learnt. Cover our guy. Alright, let's push it. Let's lead with Shadow first. Pushing over the top. And checking out that area. His offsider can be Frowny because they also have a decently long range weapon. Not even long range, just medium range, adequate range. Okay. Couple of threats. Once we get here, we really want to focus on that little window. Yeah, we actually want to skirt this, I think. Because they could potentially just run this corner and get us in a bit of a tricky spot. Getting these guys past is now actually pretty annoying as well. We can send Core because they've got good health still. These other two that are low health though, I don't particularly want to risk that. Okay, we still got that sniper over, LSW Overwatch. Nah, surely, bro. Surely Dr. Q, bro. I don't know if these guys are getting hit. I'm just worried about it. Dr. Q, you fucking suck, man. You're sacked, eh? Yeah, this guy's sacked. He ain't doing shit. Okay. Core knows what's up, though. Holy Dr. Q, that's like a precision shot and the guy with the LSW beat you out to it. Obviously, there is quite a few angles in this space here that we have to be careful of as we're swinging in here. So let's work on that. This guy's going to be hovering over the top. Yep, there's the threat. I'm not sure which one he's seeing exactly. I just know it's one of them. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. We're going to try to get in here. Holy shit. Okay, Frowny obviously got pinged there. There's more doors kicking open. This angle is really annoying because we can't utilize core to hold that. Oh my god. The angles are real. We need to get a foothold in this next room, but the problem is it exposes to this and this. Like as soon as we cross this threshold here, exposure. We can't swing it from the outside because we don't have control of this this room here. Oh, we're starting to get a lot of injured people everywhere as well. This is getting not great. It's getting sketchy. What I'm thinking is actually potentially pushing in with Johnny, having a look past this and kind of doing what we can from this angle, potentially pushing in on this side and coming to the rescue because we've kind of fucked ourselves a little bit here. I don't want core to approach because then we just have too many. We don't have the oversight anymore, so even this is a bit sketchy. Yep. For that reason, there's blind fire happening from in this room. Holy. All right. Yeah, we're gonna make work with Johnny. He's gonna put the work in right now. Yeah, core can see people but can't shoot, so we're actually gonna back him up a little bit. Oh my lord, Shadow got pinged there. Right, Shadow needs to just hold the wall. Let Frowny take that angle. Frowny actually needs a reload. Oh my lord. Yeah, these guys, this probably was poor. We don't have a wall breach anymore, do we? No. Damn. Yeah, we just have to make deal with what we got now. Yeah, if we push past this window, there's a lot of issues as well. Oh my god, this is going from bad to very bad very quickly. We are going to keep pushing with Johnny though. I do think he's our best hope. If we can just get control of this, then we can swing with core and we can unfuck a lot of issues. Holy moly. Okay, nobody actually has a suicide vest on though, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just incredibly difficult. Alright. This is getting shit. Oh, I don't know what to do about this. First thought is trying to frag this position, but just in the door there. Oh my god. What is the answer here? We're in a bad way, I'm not gonna lie. Johnny and Core are only uninjured people, but Johnny's like absolutely fucked right here. He kind of doesn't have much he can do. What we can do is potentially push this guy up into better cover and potentially frag this close with Larry. Because in his current position, he's kind of got a decent level of coverage from Johnny. And then Johnny can follow up this frag. Alright, let's go it. Okay, that's really good. That corner's chipped away, but let's just confirm it. Alright, these are actually separate buildings. Okay, okay. Let's work on clearing the rest of this with Johnny. No one's coming out there anymore, so he's solely focused over here now. The fact that these buildings are separated is probably really good for me. These stacks are awful though. Oh my lordy. Very awkward. And we're injured. And this is a cunt of a door. We can't do much about this. I think we do just have to... Oh, it's a fucking locked one. Oh my god. What does this mean? What does this mean? How do we do things? Let's swing this guy around because we can potentially look to pivot off this piece of cover. And I think we just need to hold this with Johnny. Okay. Just trying to get little bits at a time. Okay, here we go. Threat. Good job. This is helping us gauge what we're actually dealing with here. And I'm kind of thinking we might swing this room here with a bang. Just to get us out of that funnel. Like, we're just in such a bad way right now. If we can bang in here. Like, it's not the fucking best one in the world. But it's not bad. And I think we're going to commit to it. We're going to go. Alright. We're just going to run the wall. We're just going to push the threat. This guy's going to cover rearward. And we're just going to get the fuck out of our little situation that we've found ourselves in. Core is actually going to push in and hold this old position. Because it wasn't a bad... Holy mother of... Jesus. Okay, bay 1 clear or cell 1. Potential outside area. Alright, cell 2 clear. So now we can just worry about the other kind of areas of the building. Oh, we broke free of our little situation, which was the big takeaway there. Huge win. Frowny needs a bit of a reload as well, so let's reload that. And then Core actually has some pretty good health, so we're going to see what we can do with Core. Obviously that means that Green needs to switch fire. We know, actually, there's some angles here that I'm a little bit worried about. Yeah, we're going to hold this because we know there was a threat because Larry saw it. So we're going to bang before we swing.
Alpha, go.
Oh, we didn't actually reveal anyone. That's horrendous. That's really bad. Because we can either push blind corners, which opens ourselves up for a crossfire, or alternatively, we get out and try to clear this from the external. Which honestly might be the better job. We might just hold this with core. Get these two out. And swing them around. I don't know if I want to make entry here or just clear it from like the outside, because making entry here doesn't look too bad. Yep, so there is still threats. Oh, there's a bunk bed situation going on. Really nice there, really nice. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to transition across, and we're actually going to kick this open. And orange is going to hold and then take the lane. All right, we're going to take the lane. All right, that's really good. Oh, we got them all. No deaths. Oh my lord. We're going to watch this one back on 2 times as well, just because there was so much shit that went on. The first little unfuckery is trying to get our sniper pair involved. Unfortunately, it just worked out really fucking weird that there just happened to be a couple of dudes watching that made things very awkward. We did eventually get that foothold with them, and then we could start pushing. We just tried to get Johnny to get across so we could get a foothold on the southern end of this building, making sure that our close range guy covers our long range guy. I didn't even know, he's not even employing his weapons. He's doing fucking nothing there. I didn't even notice that. I thought he had this whole back area covered, but I guess not. Done some pretty good hitouts here, to be honest. We obviously saw a threat there. There was a lot of little peek holes that made this very awkward to clear. But a very, very deliberate clearance is what we done. I think we done a really good job, actually. Like, there was a couple of times where we took shots that, like, maybe we did, maybe we didn't need to take, but I think we had all our bases covered. We never got surprised by anything. It was just, like, a little bit of luck. Like this, just here, where he sees, like, a million people in that opposite building. When we smoke, we reveal, like, way too many people here, so we can't quite cross. If that was, like, a one-on-one fight, potentially could, but the way it worked out just didn't really work that way. And then we couldn't quite get there. We dealt with this little building, so now our sniper pair is freed up. Too bad Dr. Q sucks. Larry on the Overwatch, still insane. We're going to try to free up our wall breacher, get Dr. Q in place to oversight all the shenanigans going on up here. And we're going to break into this other side of the building because this truck was too much to overcome. Couple of reloads and keep going. There's a lot going on right here, but we managed to solve it all. The suicide bomber did get a bit close for my liking, but... And some more close range stuff happening as well. 4 guys, that was a very good bang to use and a good swap out. Here, another awkward situation, looking across the road. LSW, as soon as we throw a smoke, that's when dudes come out. Larry handled them though, but honestly, we definitely should have considered that and had a dude in Overwatch. We do find a guy at the back of this room, so definitely a slap. Very paranoid about little toilet stalls. You just never know. Suicide bombers are terrible. Slap this door just because it's very awkward. There's no great way to take a room like this where there's still red space close left. So you can't short wall it. You just got to do something else. From here, we are prepping our rocket launcher, and so we're learning from our previous lessons and making sure he has somebody in Overwatch. And luckily we do, because the moment that we pull it out, somebody comes out. Dr. Q gets some angles here, but absolutely fails the one-on-one here, so he's sacked. He's never getting another job like that again. I'm gonna have to look at his stats because I dare say he's got terrible like marksmanship. And then we're just in this super awkward spot. Friani and Shadow just fighting for their fucking lives back there. Johnny's trying to do what he can, but he's in a very rough situation, having to deal with a lot of things just by himself. He managed to get a fair bit of the work done. These shelving is awful to deal with. There's so many just dead corners, and then we ended up running into that guy, copping an injury. A locked door, so we can't get through that, so we're just going to hold that until we get a chance. From there, we've got as good of an Overwatch as we can with Larry, so it's time to just run this room. Super, super nice bang there to gain control of that, and that's just speed and aggression.
Alpha, go.
We don't get very far with this room, so it's time to come out and hit it from another angle, because that getting through that is just nightmare material. And then eventually, we finish it off. Thank you, the Lord. All right, this is how we ended up at the end of the day. We had, what, 7 of those 8 people in that last mission get injured. Dr. Q getting heavily injured. So, I'm just glad that we escaped deathless, to be honest. The SWAT team, they're fully recovered from all their wounds. They're definitely hitting the first mission next episode. So, stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed. It was a good recovery day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.